And we should be live. Give us a thumbs up if you can hear us. And let's see here. Oh, no. All right. Okay, I see us. Let me see if I can hear us.
Can they hear us, though?
Okay, yeah. Volume's good. Awesome. Well, how is everyone doing this wonderful Sunday?
Sunday.
I know that the winter time is coming.
Oh, yeah.
So I hope everyone is getting prepared. Now, ours is showing the coldest temps, the freezy temps are going to occur Monday night and then all day Tuesday, basically. So I hope everyone is prepared for that. And yeah, we're just here. We're going to talk about the no spend or your low spend January challenge. And just kind of let me know, how are you feeling? Are you sticking to your plan, or give me a percentage? Kind of figure out, okay, maybe I had one day where I bought something I didn't plan to and didn't really need, but I went ahead and did it. Are you at like 90%? Like, how are you feeling with it? How's the challenge going for you? So please let us know. And I'll read some comments here. And he's joining us. So that's the good thing about Sundays. And he's just having, you said a snack.
It's my appetizer, because when we finish with this, I'm going to have lunch. And it's just some kefir cheese with some habanero salsa mixed into it and some pork rinds.
Nice. El Strange said, I find myself trying to convince myself to buy things, but it's on sale. I've been looking for these. I don't have this color. It's my birthday month. I deserve it, but I'm holding strong. Way to go, Lisa. I am so glad you're holding strong.
I have the same problem. Mine is, it ends in Y. Today ends in Y, so I need to have to buy it.
I get the same thing. Like the past 3 months when I was really saving up to pay our taxes, I kind of had this like relief syndrome in January. Like, oh, good, taxes are paid. Like, why am I still, saving so hard? And it's like, okay, you could do this 1 month where you don't have to be so,
Stringent.
but kind of like, we don't have like a main, like, oh, I have to pay the taxes. It's more of, hey, I want to build my emergency fund up. That's my main goal. And when you're going through this, figure out what your goal is. What is your goal for saving this month, and how will you reward yourself? So ours is really to get that emergency fund. They suggest have a minimum of $1,000. And that's our goal by the end of this month, to have $1,000 in our savings, or my high yield savings, and just to kind of get that started. So that's the main reason we're doing the no spend January, is to build up that emergency fund. And then eventually I want to get 6 months of expenses saved up in there, so that's a nice cushion to have. And I was listening to Austin Williams. He's got a great channel. I think he's adorable. But he was saying, when you have that financial security, you don't stress as much. If something happens, if, your tires blow out, or, anything, or you lose your job or something, just knowing you have that cushion is such a relief. And one thing I noticed, I want to hear everybody else's opinions. Like my mother, when she married her second husband, he was very well-to-do, right? They have plenty of money. And it seemed like before, when we were like so poor, truly barely even living paycheck to paycheck, we weren't even, like, when I would do the math, I was like, I don't even know how your bills are even getting paid, because it's not adding up. And my mom would be like, it's God, right? She'd be like, that's the only reason. But it's like, and it was always just struggle. Like everything would go wrong, right? But as soon as she married him and they were financially secure, then suddenly if something did go wrong, whoever it was, whether it was the person doing the job or whatever happened, they would be like, oh, well, we get you this on a discount, or, oh, well, actually, I found this, and it would only be half the price of what it normally would. It was like, all of a sudden she'd get all these deals on things, or even like she'd go to the doctor and he would say, oh, I know this medication's expensive, so here, I'm going to give you a month's samples. Like, it was just always these things happening. And I was like, that's so odd. Now that you could afford those things, it's like all of a sudden you get all these discounts coming to you. Whereas before, when it was like, oh, look, where am I going to come up with this? It like those didn't exist. Does that make sense? 22 Cat's here. Hey.
Howdy.
And Laura's here. Hi.
Hi.
And Rita is here. And Defense Wiz is here.
Hey.
Welcome, everyone. Please let me know if you are here. Are you prepared for the snowpocalypse? Let me know now. Paul said, we caught a storm here last night.
Oh, wow.
White out and snow blowing. Oh, my gosh. I'm so sorry, Paul. I hope you're staying warm today.
Yeah. I hope your power stays on.
Yeah, and please don't try to go out in all this. Laura said 21 degrees here and it's starting to rain. Oh, that is no fun, y'all. That is not any fun. I don't think we have any rain with it. Let me double check real quick.
I think Monday or Tuesday, I think, but it's not like drastic.
Monday, 24%, and that's probably when because it's coming in like at 9 p.m. at night is when the temperatures really drop. But then Tuesday, where it's the coldest, 0%.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so at least we're not going to have the cold rain with the freezing temps. I think that's also what's caused damage before.
Yes.
Is because we would have the rain and the cold temps. And then that's also
it's like a 1-2 punch.
Right. And then, of course, the power would go out because of all of that mess. I mean, sometimes our power doesn't even like to stay on in the sun. So that's our biggest concern right now.
The wind blows wrong and it goes out.
Right. And then let me know in your area. I know Lisa posted, I think at was it Lisa? Maybe it was Nicole posted Joe V's hat. Joe V's is a Houston sister grocery store for HEB. So they're testing it out in Houston. They've got 10 stores now throughout Houston.
Oh, wow. And
basically it's kind of like HEB's version of Sack and Save. So a lot of things are on pallets. They don't have like they sell meat, but they don't have a meat counter or a deli counter or those different things. And a lot of the produce is just on pallets, right? Like we ain't putting people in this position here. You're getting a discount for that. And they
yourself.
Right. And it's very much, they carry all the HEB products. So I could get HEB heavy cream there about 10 cents cheaper than at HEB. Well, Nicole, Cool Kid Keto, she posted where Joe V's yesterday had lines out the door. And then I know several people posted, and Chronicle, which is our Houston newspaper.
The major one.
The major one was saying that HEB's everybody's just going crazy, right? They're just like, got to buy all the groceries. And I noticed, and I was so glad I was able to go to the stores on Friday. And I noticed a lot of people were buying a lot of junk on Friday. I was like, okay, I guess this is the time where you just munch on all of the crap foods or what?
I want to feel crap-tacular while I'm stuck in the house.
Right. Paul said, got hard-boiled eggs in the Instant Pot about ready to come out, so I have to ear hustle for a bit on the computer speakers.
I just finished mine a few minutes before we started this. I did 27 of them today.
Nice. Well, see, it's a hard-boiled egg day.
Excellent.
It's excellent Sunday. 22Q Cat said, if we could do 1 month, we could do 12. I don't mean no spend for every month, but we could do lower spends, baby steps. Exactly. And there are people who actually do a no spend year. Now, I know for a lot of people, when you hear that, especially if this is something new, you're like, how do you go without buying anything for a year? it's anything that's basically, it comes down to
Impulses.
need versus want. So you don't buy any wants for the whole year. So you just strictly go with only paying for your essential needs. So your groceries, your utilities, your rent, your cars, your gas, your medications, your doctor's appointments, all of those need things. Yes, but want things, you're going to be like, well, yeah, I would like to have, a new blanket, but you know what? I've got plenty. I don't need a new blanket kind of deal. Or slippers. Like when it's winter here for the week that we get it,
Right.
I always am like, ooh, I would love, like a nice cozy blanket, even though I've got like 50 of them in the closet, or, nice cozy slippers. And it's like, but you don't need any of that because you do already have that. But you see that and it just gives you that, ooh, warmth, coziness. And you're like, ooh, I should have that. And it's like, you do actually have it, Shelly. It's at home.
Right.
You just put it away because you only use it for a week. Lisa said, my goal right now is to build back up my emergency and savings. The past 3 years have drained me. That is such a great goal. And yes, and that is excellent. And I agree. That's what I feel like too. It's like the last 3 years have just really hit us hard.
Well, we just go. We've been traveling so much too.
Yeah, over the last 3 years, it really is. So I'm kind of looking forward to this year.
Vacation.
Right. Not going on a vacation this year and really focusing on us. Excuse me. But great. And I want to know, for you that are participating, or when you decide to participate, what are you going to reward yourself for? Like, take maybe 10% of what your goal is for saving and reward yourself. Give me some ideas of what you would consider a reward for your no spend or low spend January and February. How do you plan to reward yourself?
Shopping spree. No.
Well, only 10%. So if we save 1,000, I would say $100. What would you want to spend $100 on to reward yourself?
Honestly, don't know, because I was gonna say go out to eat, but then I was telling her the other day, I think part of the problem too, part of my ailment, I think, is probably was all the ingredients they put, the wonky ingredients they put even in the restaurants. I mean, we're clean when we buy stuff at the stores. We always read the ingredients and stuff there and dodge certain things, but we can't really do that in a restaurant.
Right.
We just don't know sugar. That's about it. We don't know what kind of oils they're using and like that.
But even then, how do you know they're not putting some sugar in the sauce or different things, right?
There's no sugar.
Right. You never know for sure, right?
I don't know, because you don't really. You know what I need?
Need or want?
I actually need. People commenting about it. I need a smaller jacket or a flannel.
Yeah, by that time we won't need it anymore. Right. So that might be something.
So it might actually be handy though, because it might be on sale then.
Right. I was just about to say that. That's a good idea to kind of keep note, especially those of us who are doing keto, low carb, carnivore. You probably are noticing your jackets are bigger. So maybe this year, when all of that goes on sale, what is it usually, April, May? Then you can plan ahead. And when it's on a discount, be like, okay, now we buy the jacket for next year.
But that's kind of tricky too, though, because what if it ends up being too big then too?
Well, but you can get it, then if it's just a little bit big, it's better than your 7X that you're wearing.
Right.
Patty said, I've realized just how much we have in the freezer.
Right.
I can keep the not buying meat minus ground beef up for longer than January. That is awesome, Patty. Idea. That is good. We still need to do the inventory. We kind of, like, we've each gone in there and said, oh, okay, we've got like 10 packets of bacon. We've got this meat and that meat, and kind of reorganized it a little bit. But we haven't done like a spreadsheet to keep track. What?
I want to start making our own bacon again too, but I honestly don't know if it'll be any cheaper because the way we keep getting those on sale. all these prepackaged
I
stuff.
know we've been really getting good buys on it. Lisa said, we prepared as much as we can for the weather. We are 25 in Austin, but no rain in the forecast.
Wow.
Cross your finger. Right. It comes to a point you're kind of like, okay, I've done everything I can. Now we just got to
hope and pray.
Right. Let's just hold it up there. I did go ahead. So y'all have been following. I haven't been using the heater at all. Well, yesterday I turned the heater on to 68 in the house, which feels quite warm when we've been sitting around 60 for over a month. And then today when I got up, I raised it up to 72. So it feels very warm. That's why Heath don't have his jacket on. And then tomorrow, it's going to get even, that's when it really drops tomorrow night. I'm going to raise it up to 74. So I'm just kind of staggering it so that hopefully, keeping that warm. And then tomorrow night, I already told Heath, like after dinner, we're going to do our first load in the washing machine. And then right before bed, I want him to run the dishwasher. And then when he gets up at like 5 a.m, start the second thing of the washing machine, because Tuesday's when it's really going to be cold all day. 22Q Cat said, I'm definitely not digging all of this cold, but it's winter after all. 134 days till spring. We will survive, right? Because you're in Indiana, I believe. And so, yeah, it does. I feel for y'all that are up there like Paul and all of you way up in the central north and the northeast. Ooh. Yeah, we're not built for that. And then I know that some people in Colorado and all of that, getting those negative temps, I'm like, we are definitely not made for that.
The only thing I keep reminding myself, yeah, it's cold right now, but I need to bottle this up and remember it come August. When it's 100 degrees.
Right. Lee said, I need that grocery store here. Right. So Nicole said that's the plan, is eventually Joe V's opening up in some other populated areas. I mean, it's doing really well here in Houston. Now, she said one thing they do is they don't want it anywhere that's close to HEB, not like across the street or anything. Right. So they are working on, where they put it to where, like the one I have to go to is like opposite of everywhere else. So probably
themselves if they don't do that.
Right. So probably if there is a Joe V's, it's not going to be like, it's going to be a few miles from your closest HEB. But it is handy. Tweety Cat said, wish we had Joe V's. You find great deals. Same. I wish y'all did too. Now I know that some people have like, what is it, Grocery Depot or something like that has discounts. Rita said, just boiled my eggs in the air fryer. 8 kind of day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's an excellent day. That's nice. Everybody's doing their eggs, getting ready, right? Might as well do it today too, because that's one of the things as well with this cold front coming in. Worst case, if you can prep some food so you have that ready just in case, then that's good to do. Lisa said, I went to HEB last night at 9 p.m. I went early. It would have been busy. The bread aisle was empty, only low-fat melts, and there was no ground beef.
Oh, wow.
Well, at least people are buying the meat, which is, I know a lot of vegans kind of chagrin to that because they're like, oh, people need to eat less. But you know what? When there is something like this, guess what? The meat gets bought because the people are like, no, we need meat. And ground beef is just so versatile.
Yes.
I heard Kate Caden, if you watch her, she was talking about, she calls it, capsule foods. Oh. Has anybody heard that term, capsule food? So basically, when you buy a food item that is so versatile, like she brought up tortillas, but we would say like Egg Life, because you can make tacos with it. You can crisp them up into chips. You can make enchiladas. You can make a ham roll up. There's so many things you can use it for. And ground beef is a great capsule food as well, because you can make burgers with it, or you can make it into, a stir fry, or, chili soups. It's just a really great item to use. So ground beef is a great one to keep on hand. Lisa said, laugh out loud, winter is 1 week like spring break. Right.
That's true.
And if we get the winter out of the way early now, because I feel like it's early, then I'll be really happy about this. Brenda said, for me, the reward is less anxiety about retirement. Hi, Brenda.
That's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Not having to worry about retirement. I like the saying from Smart Money Bro where he says, the best person to take care of the old you is the young you. And that is so true. And that's what I've had to remind Heath about when he's, doing, and when he's like complaining about, but I want to do this and this. I'm like, okay, but what about when we're 70? We need to look out for our retirement selves now and not rely on, hoping that whatever exists in that future time, right?
No, that's true.
Lisa said, I think the peace of mind is the reward. Yeah, I'm excited. Like every time I'm adding money to our emergency fund, I just get excited. Like I'm giddy about it because I'm like, oh, such a relief now. Toy TQ Cat said, love your new mug, Shelly. Thank you. This is from my work sister. And that's her right there. And she's so cute. Patty said, I've stuck well to low spending. I'm saving receipts to see how much I spent on groceries at the end of the month. That is awesome, Patty. And that's another great tip. Even if you're not participating in the no spend, low spend, just save all your receipts. And then in February, do a thorough budget. Actually look, because I think a lot of people don't take the time to really look at their budget or their finances at all. And they're like, well, I think I'm doing okay. I see I put money in my 401k or I put a little bit in my savings. I think I'm okay. But if you actually take this time, save all of your receipts, digital receipts, hard copy receipts, and really look at everything in February and see what are you spending, right? And even look at your grocery receipts and see what, okay, yeah, so you spent, $100 at the grocery store, but what did you actually buy? And break it down even that way. Okay, what did I buy on this receipt to get to this tally, and was it really needed?
And if you're saving your receipts anyways, you ought to be doing those all those apps like you have.
Right. Does everybody
rewards?
Excuse me.
If you have them in there anyways, why not?
Right. Does everybody else share or use? I use Fetch and Receipt Pal and Ibotta. And so I scan my receipts, and I mean, to me, it doesn't take very long, like maybe 5 minutes.
Hardest part is probably when you first started with it, so you learn the program, and then
right,
and then it becomes muscle memory.
Yeah, but I try to save all those, and it's a little bit, but over time it adds up, and I have gotten a $50 gift card from Fetch and a $50 one from Receipt Pal last year. So,
because even when I go get gas, I used to just pay at the pump and tell it I didn't want a receipt, but I've even started getting a receipt and bring it home so she can claim it too.
Yeah, because they'll take any receipt.
And even sometimes I've seen it when people leave the receipt at the pump. I'll grab those and bring it home for our the scan as well, because they don't care. They just want a receipt.
Yeah. So
Same thing if I find them in the grocery store in the buggy, I'll grab them.
Yes, like any receipt works. Laura, she said, we went yesterday to my granddaughter's archery tournament. Oh, nice. Oh, how fun. I love archery. It was in a big town, and normally we would go to Sam's and Walmart afterwards. I told my husband, nope, let's just go back home. And then you got to go home, and I bet yesterday that Sam's and Walmart would have been a madhouse.
Right.
So you saved yourself all of that stress. And the best part, you get to see your granddaughter do her archery. I love archery. I have thought about like getting to that point where I could start doing it, because then I would be like a superhero with my bow and arrow. Wouldn't that be awesome? But yeah, I really like archery. I think it's just such a cool, I guess,
hobby.
Well, not hobby. I was thinking like a cool
activity. No.
Like I know, like some people do a lot of gun. I guess extracurricular. I don't know, but anyways, I think it's a cool thing a cool talent to have. 22 Cat said, yep, ladies, peace of mind is priceless. I mean, it really is. Y'all have heard about, our electrical issues here from Comcast. When I first heard, that we were going to have to hire an electrician ourselves, like immediately I was just so stressed because I was like, great, all this money I saved up so far, now I'm going to have to spend it on an electrician. And I just, now, I didn't have to do that, but I'm just thinking in the future, I'm like, yeah, the peace of mind of knowing when something goes wrong, because it's not if, it's when something goes wrong, knowing that, okay, yeah, it's going to be disappointing as I do hate spending money on things that I don't want to spend money on, but at least I'll know we have it there. And eventually I want to get to the point, and I thought this was a great tip as well. Under the median, what they do is they have a spreadsheet and they keep all of the different things that are going to be eventual expenses. So like appliance replacements, like your refrigerator, your stove, your washer dryer, your dishwasher, roof, insulation, AC unit, tires, all the different things that are basically maintenance that eventually you're going to have to replace. They keep a tally of all those things, and then every year they kind of research, okay, what is the going rate for a refrigerator? Excuse me. And then my throat is dry today. So then that way, it's probably the cold weather. So then that way they kind of know if something, like if the refrigerator goes out, okay, I've been researching and this is the brand we should buy. This is what the going rate is. And then you kind of know what to expect. So it's not a sticker shock to you. And then you're not like surprised. And you can even get to the point of building like individual savings funds and saying, okay, well, eventually we'll have to get a roof. And our roof is X old, so we're going to start putting so much money towards this roof expense. So when that happens, we already have the funds saved up for it.
That's pretty smart, actually.
Yeah. And then doing that again for all of those things. So knowing, hey, the lifespan of a refrigerator, kind of researching every year. And then you kind of know, okay, yeah, this is the type of refrigerator we want. And to me, it's kind of like the price to beat, right? Like, so if something happened, and you're like, well, I had saved up, $2,000, but you know what? I'm going to try to beat that price. Even though that's what I budgeted for, I want to try to beat that and see what I could do to get it even lower and then put whatever excess towards the next one. Lisa said, flannels will be on sale by the time you're ready to reward yourself, right? Heath doesn't like flannel sheets, though.
No, I do not. I don't like sweating.
Lisa said, I think I'm behind. Oh, I don't think so. I'm probably behind. Patty said, my reward is making my mortgage lower. I love that. Yeah, definitely paying off the house or any of those big expenses is such an awesome reward. Like just knowing that, okay, I don't owe that much on my mortgage because I saved up and paid more on it. Lisa said, I'm in 67 in the house. Everyone is under covers.
Wow.
And she said, I'm on gas. Oh, that's really nice. See, unfortunately, we have a fully electric house. So that kind of sucks. So y'all with the gas, that's helpful. Brenda said, we have a trade-free cycle group in our town. I try to remember to check that for things I need. Oh, I love that. Yeah, a lot of Facebook groups now have, and you could search your area for a buy nothing and then whatever you're in. So you go to Facebook and buy nothing spring. That's the city we're in, or buy nothing Houston. And, like Brenda said, look in your local area. You probably know somebody nearby that's like, oh yeah, we have a trade or a free buy nothing group, and you can really find some great stuff on there. I know Shauna, Everett Auntie, uses it a lot, and she has really gotten some great stuff doing the buy nothing group. So those are really good. That's an excellent tip, because a lot of people, they're like, oh, you know what? I I got a good deal on a new microwave. Nothing wrong with our old one. I just wanted the new one because it was in chrome or whatever. So anybody want this other microwave? People give away like all kinds of stuff on those Buy Nothing groups. Brenda said we are 3 degrees with a -20 wind chill.
Wow.
Right.
That sounds scary.
Ooh, that sounds very cold. And she said, I keep it set at 68 regardless. I have a couple layers on. Oh, goodness. Yeah, especially with the wind chill. Oof, that wind is no joke. 22Q Cat said, I'm not in Canada with all of that weather, so I'm good. Right? The Canada weather is crazy. Brenda said, hubby put plastic over the windows to help. Oh, that's a good idea. Put especially with the wind coming. Right. Oh, that's really helpful. Patty said 5 degrees with snow here right now. Oh my gosh. In Oklahoma? Ooh, 5 degrees. Oh my goodness. Laura said, my sweet husband is still grilling me a steak today.
Nice.
Oh, that's so sweet. That is very nice. You got to have your meat, right? Patty said, I made a big pot of chili on the stove. Ooh. Now, we got some discount hamburger meat. When are you making the chili, or am I making it?
I don't know. When are you wanting it? That's the big thing.
Well,
because I was planning on making it today, but I don't know if it'll last then.
Yeah, I'm fasting because it's that first part of my cycle, so it's the best time to fast. So I don't know. I can make it tomorrow night, and we can have it on Tuesday as well.
Sure.
Okay, that sounds good. I love chili.
Yes.
How spicy do you like your chili, Patty? Paul said eggs done. Awesome. Coffee poured. Even better. Back at the computer for grocery budget. Personally, I use all the points I get from surveys for the grocery store, so I keep on track there. Usually $30 a week just for me. Oh, wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I try to do our grocery stores here. So Kroger would get fuel points. That was one of the reasons I went on Friday, is because it's 4 times fuel points at Kroger on Fridays. So that was really helpful. So basically I got 10 cents off a gallon or gas because I spent $26 at Kroger. So that was over 100 fuel points. So I love that. But most of our grocery stores, now I've never won it, but if you fill out their surveys, you're entered into a monthly drawing of either $100 or $50. So I keep doing it. I'm like, eventually I should win one, right? Has anybody ever won those surveys where they're like, take a survey and you're entered to win a prize? Has anybody ever won those?
That's what I don't know too. Are they even legit?
Right. Do they just put it on there because they're like, well, we're not giving this out? Nanu Pat, hey, said, I just went through my freezer and cabinet and organized by date.
Oh, nice.
It's good to know what we have. Oh, that's so awesome. And then you're basically FIFO. And then you're like, okay, no, we need to use this up. That's great. And then it's really good when it comes to meal prep, because you could be like, well, you know what? We really need to use this turkey, so we're going to do that next, kind of deal. Lisa said, I cashed in my rewards from my Ibotta, Receipt Pal, and Fetch for Christmas money.
That's awesome.
That's great. And Ibotta, if anybody does the Cleveland sauerkraut or Cleveland kimchi, Ibotta has $1.75 back on that. So at Kroger this week, the Cleveland kimchi, the sauerkraut was on sale for $4.99, but the kimchi was $2.99. Plus Kroger had $1 off coupon of any Cleveland product. So I got it for $1.99. Plus Ibotta had $1.75 cash back. So technically, yes, I'm out of pocket $1.99, but in the end, it would only have cost me like 24 cents. So I was like, wow, that is a great deal. So I definitely did that. So I try to look at the Ibotta stuff and see, but a lot of it we don't really use. Like I always get my 10 cent for scanning a receipt. Mm-hmm. But a lot of the stuff, It's like we just don't buy that. Like
Packaged
they should have,
good or like kids goods.
right? A lot of packaged or kids stuff, exactly.
Diapers and whatnot.
But that's so handy that I just let it sit there and keep accumulating until then I could cash it in for like a $50. Usually I get the Amazon gift card. Paul said, our cheapest fuel here is our Walmart, and old Sam's Club Island Walmart took over. Oh, and found out I can load gift cards into the Walmart app and save 10 cents a gallon.
Oh, that's awesome.
I got to get on that. Yeah, that is awesome, Paul. Any way you can save, right? Toy TQ Cat said, oh my gosh, Shelly, I'm so happy for you that you didn't have to pay for that electrician. Hooray. Thank you, Lynn. I know, me too. And we didn't even have to deal with the billing or anything because the Comcast guy just had their own electrician that came out and did it. So they handled that directly. The only thing we have to deal with is Center Point. When they charge us for the tip line, I then have to give that invoice, excuse me, to Comcast, and then they'll write me a check for that part. So that's really the only hassle we have to come up with, is making sure I get reimbursed for that, which is like $500. Brenda said, it's actually fun to buy a replacement appliance if the money is there for it. Most of the time we end up stressed out and panic buying when something stops working. Yeah, because
that's what it was with our microwave.
Right, because once you have it there, it is fun because you could be like, okay, well, I saved $2,000 for this appliance, but now since I know I have the money, I can really research and figure out where I can get the best deal for it. And that's why I like kind of researching ahead of time and being like, okay, well, this one has really good reviews. This is probably the one we want that would meet all of our needs. And then it also prevents you, when you have that budget in mind, because a lot of times, even when you go to some place like Home Depot or the Blue Box or any of those, even though they don't have like sales agents, they still you see the fancy stuff, like with the digital screen that keeps track of everything in your fridge and will download to an app and, maybe hooks up to your Bluetooth so it'll play music for you or whatever the newest things are. Then, you don't get like taken into all that and be like, oh, well, we need that, right? So it does help you when you kind of have a budget and you plan for that you don't get took by the fancy new stuff that, do you really need that? Because at one point, like when my mother was buying a refrigerator, she was looking and she was like, well, maybe that would be cool to have that, digital screen where I keep track or put my grocery list and all that. I was like, okay, look, it sounds new and fancy, right? Like, ooh, having the newest technology, but are you actually going to use it? I'm like, you have trouble even figuring out how to send a text. Like, how are you going to figure out how to move it from the refrigerator to your phone and know to do all of that? Like, are you really going to do that? And then once she started thinking about it, she was like, oh yeah, you're right. I probably wouldn't know how to figure it out. And all the time I'm having to call you to come figure out what's wrong with my phone or something else.
Right.
So it does help prevent, you to do those spur of the moment. Oh, I want the fancy new thing. Lisa said, I just picked up a desk chair for my oldest son from Buy Nothing. Oh, wow. I've gotten a lot of stuff. Computer monitor, chili crisp, canning jars, cast iron pans, so much. Wow.
I need to keep an eye on that a little more than I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I look every once in a while. But yeah, you've got some great, see? These Buy Nothing, I feel like is kind of old school when you used to, just barter and trade with fellow people. Like, why keep buying everything brand new when there are people who are like, you know what? I don't need this chair anymore. I got a new one or whatever happened.
Instead of paying somebody to come get it, you just tell somebody to come get it.
Right. And then it benefits both parties.
Yeah.
put that over there. All right. And then Lisa said she was just thinking about making chili. Oh, right. It's the perfect weather for chili, right? It's so good. I love making it spicy. The way he made it last week is he put chorizo in with it.
That was good.
That was really good with the chorizo. Patty said not too spicy, but I do like putting either my cowboy candy or fermented jalapenos on top of it. Ooh, let's do this with avocado, cheese, onion, and sour cream.
Oh, that sounds good.
That does. Oh my God. I love to load up my chili. Like what did they call it at Waffle House? Smothered and covered kind of deal.
Yeah.
That's how I do my chili too. Paul said, sorry, I should have clarified. I take surveys on 3 external sites that I can redeem points for various gift cards. 2 of them have Aldi and Wegmans and Walmart, of course. So I redeem for those. Oh, wow. Well, can you share what those sites
he
are?
already has. Remember, he told me once already. I've been trying to use them. It just, you know me.
Yeah, well, I know the shopper one. I've been watching those. Like there was a good one, but we're kind of doing no spin. But there was one for the Big and Tall store.
Oh, okay.
And what it was, their newest thing is you go there, you have to spend $200 out of pocket, but then you have a $20 off coupon. So you actually only spend $180, but then they'll reimburse you $90. So you basically would be in result out of pocket $90 for $200 worth of clothes.
Well, if we can get that, it's still if it's still valid or whatever, I want to try to get my flannel.
Well, I saw the thing is they only had space for 20 people to do it. Well, you know, that's a big hit for reimbursing. Terry, hey, said, would you explain the apps you were discussing? I bought a Fetch, never used, don't understand how you make money using them. Thanks in advance. Oh, that's such a great question. So I bought a Fetch and Receipt Pal. They're all very similar. So you have to have your paper receipt. Now, some of them you can link, like if you have a Kroger app, you can link it to that. But these are apps that basically pay for receipts. So how Fetch and Receipt Pal work is you snap your receipt. So you pull up the app, you snap the receipt, and then it'll get you Fetch. Every receipt you snap, you get 25 points.
Because I'm constantly getting in trouble for folding my fit in my pocket. And she's like, well, it makes it harder to take a picture of it.
It does. And then Receipt Pal, for every 4 receipts, you get 100 points. So you get points for scanning the receipts. Then Ibotta, how Ibotta works is when you scan a receipt, depending on the store. So Ibotta gets a little more detailed. So with Ibotta, you have to figure out what store did you grocery shop at. So that's usually like Kroger, H-E-B, Sprouts, Aldi, your local grocery store. And you'll get they'll have whatever every week they load certain things you get points for. So they'll have some that's called any item. So it's not brand specific. And usually there'll be any item for having your receipt, you get 10 cents. So Ibotta does everything by money and not points. So you'll get like 10 cents just for scanning your Kroger receipt, for example, or your local store. And if you're interested in any of these and you don't have them, I will post then a link because then we do get bonus points if you sign up with our referral. So with Ibotta, you get dollars back, right? So, or cents. And then certain products. So it might say, hey, if you buy any blueberries, you get a quarter. So they have their any items list that you'll get. Hey, if you buy any energy drink, you get a quarter. Usually the any items are only like 10 cents or 25 cents for buying them. But then they'll have brand specific items that if you buy those, then you get X amount. So for example, the Cleveland, what is it called? Cleveland Kitchen, but it's Cleveland and they make like sauerkrauts and kimchi and a few other things. So this week, if you bought a Cleveland product at Kroger, so you have to look at your grocery store and then you scroll down and look at all of the different items that they have. And if you do that, then you get so much. So for the Cleveland, I got $1.75 back, and it just loads it to your cash back. So here, I'll show you all. So here's the Ibotta app. So you pick your grocery store. So I'm going to click on Kroger here, and I in store. So Kroger, you can select. So right here, let me see if I can do it closer. So then it shows the different products. So there's the Cleveland for $1.75, and it'll tell you you can only do it, up to so many times. So like this one, up to 5 times. So if you bought 5 packages, you would get $1.75 per each one back. And then you just see right here, the rice is any item, and you just scroll up. And so see, if you buy any milk, you get 5 cents, a protein bar, 5 cents. But then if you get to the brand specific things like Dove, so if you buy Dove, what is that? Dove product, you get $4 back on that, or Silk, or there's just all kinds of, like the Progresso soups. They have a lot on there. Let me do that and then you'd see more. And, if you buy the Splenda stuff, then you get money there. And so there's all these brand specific products, and it'll tell you how much you get, what the limit is. And then if you are like, if you're in the store, you can actually pull up the app and you're like, well, I think, let me click on, well, come on, click. You're like, You're like, I think it's this one. You could actually pull it up in the Ibotta app, and there's a check product barcode. So before you purchase it and you're in the store, you're like, well, I want to make sure I'm getting the right one. You can then click on this check product, and it'll, now, of course, I'm not the product, but it would scan it and tell you if it was a qualifying product. So that is really nice because, like right now I have $10 of earnings in there. So I'll show you. So I have $10. You have to have a minimum of $5 before you can cash it out. But if you kind of see that lifetime earnings, it's like, what is that? $358 over the lifetime of having the Ibotta app, which I've had it for several years. But you just cash out minimum of $5, and you can send it to PayPal with Ibotta. You can withdraw it to PayPal, or I think you can do it to a bank account. So that's how Ibotta works. So I usually just let it go, and then maybe cash out when it's like, $50 or $100, or sometimes I'll just let it just keep accumulating, right? Now the Fetch, so that's how Ibotta works. I hope I explained that well. The Fetch and Receipt Pal, and those are just receipts. Now Fetch will have bonuses. So they'll be like, oh, if you bought a Dove product, and you can use these multiple. So like I will scan the receipt for Ibotta, and then I'll do the one for Receipt Pal, and then I'll do the same receipt again for Fetch. So you can use the same receipt for all of these apps. So like Fetch will have bonuses. So they'll be like, oh, if you buy a Dove product at Kroger, we're going to give you an extra 1,000 points. So with Fetch, it's a point system. And as you accumulate points, then you can cash those points in for gift cards. And they have like hundreds of gift cards. So you can even be like, hey, maybe this is your eating out money. And you're like, I'm going to let it accumulate until I get a $50 gift card for Outback. And then you cash it in for a gift card for a restaurant maybe you like. Or if you're a coffee person like me, Starbucks is on there. So you could be like, well, you know what? This is my Starbucks money. And you let it accumulate until you get that Starbucks gift card that you cash in. So it's little ways you could do that. Amazon is also on there. So you can use it for Amazon. And then there's all different types of retail stores. So, that might be something.
Yeah, you check against your area too.
Right. So it might be something like hey, you start it now in January, and maybe by Christmas, you have enough in there to maybe get a gift card that then you can give as a Christmas gift. So it helps you when it comes to giving gifts to others, because you can be like, oh, I'm going to cash this in for a $25 Bath and Body Works because I know my niece loves that. And then you get it, and then there you're not out of the money. You saved up and use that to get the gift card to give away. So there's all kinds of options. You just decide what works best for you. Now Fetch is doing another one where if you play games through their app, then you get bonus points with that as well. So you see Heath over here playing. So there's ways, if you play games, you get bonus points as well. So those different things. Now with Receipt Pal, the only bonus Receipt Pal gives you is if you link like your Gmail and Amazon account. Every week you click and they'll scan those accounts and give you like a bonus 15 points. But otherwise with Receipt Pal, it takes a little bit longer because it's only 4 receipts get you 100 points, and they only give you the 100 points after the 4 receipts.
Because another tip you tell me, we should tell them anyways. I'll hand her all the receipts and she'll set them aside. And she's like, look, don't throw those away yet. I need to skin these tomorrow for this app or whatever.
Right.
Because they're time sensitive when you do them.
Yeah. So like some of
just
them.
Read this fine print.
Right. Like some of them, like Receipt Pal, and I believe Fetch as well, you have to scan the receipts within like a week's time. So you can't be like, oh, let me dig up all my receipts for 2023 and start scanning them. They're going to be like, no. Caden's here. Hey, Kate. She goes, hi, Shelly. Sorry I'm late. You're just in time. We're just chit-chatting about how everyone is feeling with your no spend or low spend challenge. Lisa said, Shelly, post your app links for Receipt Pal, etc. Okay, yeah, let me do that real quick because I can do that on my phone. So let me share. I'll do Ibotta first. Figure out where I'll do it, but there we go. Refer and earn. Okay. Copy referral code. So this is for Ibotta. So if you download it, then okay. Let's see. Refer a friend by text or email. Okay. There we go. Then if you get a bonus, and then also I get a bonus. So that's the referral code for Ibotta. So you'll just put that code in there. And then here is okay, let's see. It's telling me it's too long. Okay, there we go. Let me take this out. All right, there we go. So there's the link. So you both get cash if you use my link there, and then that's the code for Ibotta. All right, and then let me get the Fetch one. I guess I should start putting these also in our group, in our notes down below too.
Yeah, we should have them on there permanent.
Oh, hi, Terry. She said, frequent lurker here. Watch often, but seldom post. Hello, everyone. Well, I'm so glad you talked and asked questions today. Caden said, we had to get a plumber for a leaky outside faucet before the freeze. Husband was working, and the sink needed repair. Husband fixed just parts. So low spin, not going well. But Caden.
Those are a necessity, though.
Those are necessities. Like, to me, that's fine, because that was something that was needed, versus to me is like, you're like, you know what? I just decided to go to Target and I just bought like all kinds of stuff that I really didn't need, but I was like, well, $200 out the door at Target. I don't even know what I bought. Right. To me, that's when it's like, oh shoot, why did I do that? Okay. Let's see here. All right, now I'm going to do the Fetch one, which you would get points as well. There we go. There you go. Oh, you get 250 points. Nice. All right. And let me see. Receipt Pal is the last one. I don't even know. I don't think Receipt Pal has a referral, actually. No, they don't. So Receipt Pal doesn't have a referral. So you just go download Receipt Pal. But yeah, so to me, those were all necessities. So don't hit yourself for that. That's really the reason we're doing no spend, low spend is so that when those things happen, you have the money for it, right? So, and I feel like it's the same thing when we talk about Caden. Caden. It's the same thing, Caden, when we talk about like keto. Like, if something happens and you go off plan, it's okay. Just jump right back on it. It'll be fine. And again, those to me, that's a necessity. So don't hit yourself or be mad about that. Be happy that you have the funds for it, right? And you were able to get that fixed. One thing we had to do, my space heater just decided it never wanted to work anymore. And it's a minimum of 4 years old, probably a lot older than that because we inherited it. So I did go and purchase a space heater. It was $15 at Aldi. But I felt like that was a necessity, especially with this cold front coming in, because that's something I can plug in and, have it go to like the kitchen wall here where the pipes are, that outside wall. So that's going to come in handy. So I don't figure that as a need, as a want. It's more of a need. So I would still consider myself on track for a no spin. Does he need to go out?
That's what I'm saying. He's starting to pace.
Paul said, just elbow your way up to the front like I did back in the day.
Boy, what?
That's funny. Rita said, I've got Ketochow and .xyz off by nothing. Love that group. Oh, wow. That is some great things. Wow. Free Ketochow and .xyz. That's amazing. Lisa says she loves cowboy candy, right? So good. Paul said the 3 survey sites I use are CrowdTap, Survey Junkie, and MyPoints. Oh, SJ is a cash to PayPal, Survey Junkie, and the other 2 are mainly gift cards, retail, or Visas. Well, those are some great ones. Well, Paul, if you have referral links to any of those, please feel free to share. Hey, Radical Geek. Hey, Maitreya. She said, glad to see you today. And we'll get to see you in a little bit. So remember, Radical Geek goes live at 5:30 Central today. So just a few hours away.
Boy.
Lisa said, I have been getting different flu medicine for Max, and I bought his coupons for Dayquil and Mucinex. That's so helpful. Oh, and then Walmart has a $1 off coupon for Max Pork Ride Barrel. That's awesome.
Who does? Walmart? Or
Walmart.
Sam's?
No, Walmart does.
Okay.
Radical Geek said it's not money back, but we also use the Flash Food app, which has products stores reduced due to being close to. Or I've got some phenomenal. Yes, I have heard about the Flash Food app. It is not currently in our area. I signed up, so
Yeah.
Go ahead. So I'll get notified when it's offered. But basically, and correct me if I'm wrong, what I understand is if you sign up for the Flash Food app, you'll get a notification, and they might say, hey, the Kroger over off of 59 or wherever the location is having these where you go buy like a whole box for like $20 of stuff. And yeah, you can get some really good deals on, and it's an assortment of like meat, produce, or whatever that the stores basically put together and say, okay, anybody who wants to buy this whole thing, $20, it's theirs.
The other app you use, I don't know if they'll have it working for them in their area, but you have it where you can check all of the grocery stores.
Yeah, Flip. It's called Flip with 2 P's, FLIPP. And that app has all of your local grocery stores. It loads their weekly ads. So you can see all of the grocery stores' weekly ads in one place. Now, it doesn't have any type of reward feature or anything. It's just more of a convenience where you can look at the different grocery stores and figure out, okay, who has the best deals going this week.
And then you plan their trip that way too.
Mm-hmm.
Based on that.
Lisa said she got a free turkey for my Bada at
Nice.
Thanksgiving. Oh, Yeah, so Ibotta does those Thanksgiving deals, like you buy certain amounts and then you get free stuff. That is awesome. I love when they do that kind of things. Terry said, explained very well. Thank you, Shelly. You are very welcome. Oh, yeah, try the pellets. Oh, 10 pound. Oh, I used to go nuts on the max there. And then I ordered 10-pound pellets. Oh, at Walmart, I guess.
Oh, nice.
We've been getting them at Sam's.
Yeah.
22Q Cat said $358 back just for using Ibotta. That's awesome. Even if it took you a few years to get it, it's still extra money in the end.
Right.
That's how
we're sitting at the house anyways.
And that's how I look at it. Like I plan what I'm going to buy on my grocery budget. So I'm not like going to Ibotta and saying, oh, well, I'm going to go ahead and get this and this just so I could save 50 cents. It's like, no, this is what I know we need this week from the grocery stores. And then I check Ibotta to see if they have that coupon. So, you know, I could say like one of our friends uses it. Now they have 2 young kids. Well, they're like almost teenagers now, which makes me feel very old. But anyways, she would, you know, plan her trip. Like she would look at what all the coupons are at Ibotta and she'd be like, okay, well, I'm going to buy this, this, and this because I'll get this on Ibotta. But I'm just kind of like, well, I'm not going to buy something that I totally need just to kind of get a few cents back. And I still compare it and say, okay, well, what is that price, the bottom line, versus I might still be able to get the generic cheaper. But I mean, yeah, for $358 back for just using an app, I mean, that's awesome to me.
That's another thing we do too. There's only a handful of select items that we're actually brand loyal to.
Right, exactly.
Everything else is on the price.
Lisa says she's gotten $769 back on Ibotta.
Wow.
Wow. That is amazing.
Goals.
Terry said, so appreciate the explanations. You're very welcome. Radical Geek said, I don't mind selling my data a little within limits, so I also do surveys for rewards. Yeah, that's how I feel too. And I just feel like, well, shoot, if I'm on Facebook, everybody's got my data anyways.
Right.
And Lee said, I made my kids sign up for Fetch, right? I made him too because I wanted the bonus points.
Y'all know I don't like coffee, but I have an account with Dutch and Starbucks and one other one just so I can get her free coffee on my birthday.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Teamwork.
At least I let them scan receipts occasionally. That's what I do as well. I'll be like, he'll get a notification because this is one thing I've noticed with Fetch is like normally it's 25 cents now for just the basic receipt. But every once in a while, like if you haven't used the app in a while, he'll get a notification or an email that says, hey, we haven't seen you in a while. Scan a receipt now and get a bonus 1,000 points. So I'm like, okay. And then I make him scan one of the receipts just so he gets that bonus points.
Well, why not?
Right.
A little bit helps.
Lisa said, doing this low spend challenge is helping me see the bad spending habit I have and how I can easily be swayed. That is nice that you're recognizing that. Has anybody else noticed anything with themselves by challenging the no spend, low spend this month? I mean, I definitely feel like I've seen that as well, where I'm like, yeah, we don't really need that. Like, it's so easy to hit add to cart and buy,
yes.
Right? And I've noticed that and been able to step back and be like, nah, let's really think about it, right? Let's see, do we really need this? Hey, there's Aprons Auntie. She goes, I thought I missed this yesterday, was sitting and listening to the MS Journey.
Well, that's good. Thank you.
Right? She goes, so let me pause Heath and Shelly to watch Heath and Shelly. Right?
That's awesome.
That's awesome. Shauna said, that's where I got Shelly's Harlequin paintings off the Buy Nothing group. Just so many great things there. Nanu Pat said, I need to figure out how to use Walmart rewards. I've accumulated quite a bit. Oh, I'll have to look. I didn't know Walmart had rewards. I know Sam's.
We usually don't shop that often.
Yeah, we really don't.
Even though there's one right up the road from us.
Yeah, but I know Sam's also has cashback rewards, and Kroger started doing the cashback rewards. So that, yeah, any store that you spend a lot at, there's probably a reward app. Laura said, what I'm doing for No Spend January is going to Walmart every other week, where normally I go once a week. I honestly think I could skip every other. Wow. So there are multiple savings, not only with your time, but the gas as well. And then, not having to spend again. That is awesome. I love that. Lisa said, we should start a deal coupon saving app in the Horde, right? I would love that. Like maybe we just post, hey, here's what I'm seeing on for deals this week. Or, if you notice anything in Ibotta
Deals alert.
or Fetch, like a deals alert, like the Cleveland, kimchi and sauerkraut being like, hey, Ibotta has this X amount this week.
I don't know if it's really going to benefit everybody else, but I mean, they may be able to do it. How you wrote to all these different companies looking for a sponsorship or whatever, and they sent you an envelope full of coupons.
Well, I didn't write for sponsorship.
Okay.
What I did is, and this is a great thing, if there are any products that you buy a lot at your grocery stores, go and look up those products and just send them an email telling them, hey, and this is what I basically did. Like I did Purnell's because we eat that a lot. I did Kelowna. I did Cleveland Kitchen. And I wrote them an email and said, I just love your product. We buy it all the time. Just love it. It's so great. I tell everybody about it.
Sucking up to them.
Right. Suck up to them. And then say, if you ever have any coupons, I would really appreciate if you want to send me some coupons on your product. My address is blah, blah, blah. And most of them did reply. The only one that didn't was GT's. And they said they just don't do coupons. But Kelowna has.
Snob.
I know. Purnell's has. Cleveland has. And so it's just any product that that you buy, look them up and send them an email and just basically ask for a coupon. I mean, why not? Most companies will do that. And I've gotten some good coupons. A lot of them.
Some of them.
Yeah, like Cleveland gave free stuff. Kelowna has given several dollars off their product. Purnell's, it was 50 cents off. I mean, every little bit helps, and it's more than I had before, right? Shauna said, I'm horrible with those apps, which is the one where you scan your receipts. I should try that one again. Yeah, so Fetch is a good one, and Receipt Pal, and then Ibotta. But definitely the Fetch is easy. And I just stack them all together. Now, we usually do all of our shopping one day a week. So when I get home, like Friday, when I got home, then I just started snapping. Let's see here. 22 Cat said, another good one you all may want to check out is Pinecone Research. I've gotten money plus products to test out. Name brand laundry detergent, trash bags, shampoos. It's pretty nice.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Mark
that down. Pull up
wow.
So you look at it later.
Yeah, I'm going to mark this. Pinecone Research. Oh, I like that. And Paul said it is good. Surveys are infrequent, but I did just cash in $40. Nice.
That's awesome. What's the other one I'm always getting emails about to do the research ones?
It's just called a Salient, but we've never gotten anything from it.
No, we haven't.
But she said she has a ton too. Wow.
That's awesome.
Lisa said, so many times I wanted new mail. Right. Walmart is competing Ibotta. Oh, okay. Wow. I did not know that. Shauna said, I need a savings app tutor. Anyone? Sure. I can always do a breakdown on how to do it. Nanny Pat said, we only have a Walmart and one small local grocery. Sometimes it'll show in the app to click for $1 off if you buy 2 of something. Oh, how nice. Yeah, I know a lot of times, because my work sister, she's like, yeah, we go to Walmart because that's really the only store here. So a lot of people, I know you don't have accessibility to a lot of things. We're just very fortunate where we are. And I really have realized the more I've talked to y'all and other people that, we're very fortunate because we have so many options here that a lot of times that isn't the case in other regions of the U.S. Shauna said, I'm starting my new year over February 1st. I canceled my subscription to 2024. 22 Cat said, making fewer or less infrequent trips to the grocery store equals less impulse buying.
That's true.
That is, yeah, exactly. Less chance to do it. Nanny Pat said, I didn't mean to say $1 off. I meant to say $1 reward. Oh, that's nice. $1 cash back. Yes. Shauna said, I need the easiest one. I would say I bought it. No, I'm sorry. I would say Fetch is the easiest because all you have to do is just take a picture of your receipt and that's it. So that's the easiest one I would say is Fetch. What do y'all that use the apps, which one do you think is the easiest? Shauna said, dear my babe, please send me coupons, right?
Right.
Nice green ones. She said to help with my savings, right? Laura said, I always do surveys when it says get a money back coupon. Oh, yeah, me too. Like if it'll be, hey, take this survey, get some money back, I'm all for that. It doesn't bother me to do surveys or mail-in rebates. I've always, I will do that. I will take that 5 minutes. I mean, how many times are we sitting on the couch just watching a show?
Right.
Like I could spend 5 minutes filling out a mail-in rebate or taking a survey and getting a little cash back. Paul said, when I need just everyday stuff, I will cash in points for a gift card. Like I needed light bulbs, so redeem the points for $15 card to Home Depot. Easiest way to stay on budget. Oh, I love that, Paul.
That's pretty smart.
Yeah, then you're like, okay, it's not coming out of my pocket, so now I've got this. Oh, Laura said all she has is Walmart as well. Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. Everybody just needs to come here. Shauna said, what about if I'm shopping online, Amazon receipts, Instacart, do those work or count? So some of them do have where you can hook it up to or link to your Amazon or Kroger, because we have it here. And so I know Receipt Pal will hook up to Amazon, and then you could scan weekly for 15 points for Amazon.
Oh, wow.
And sometimes they'll do a little bit higher points, but generally it's 15. But I don't think Fetch does. Somebody can correct me, or maybe I just haven't noticed. Patty said Fetch is definitely the easiest. Yeah, I feel like Fetch, because you're just going to scan a receipt. Shauna said, oh, I have Shelly as a friend on Fetch. See, I have tried. Anyone else want to friend me on there? Yeah, there you go. That's awesome. And yeah, Fetch, the main thing is just kind of getting in the habit. So I find the easiest when it comes to these receipt apps is when we do our grocery shopping. So for example, on Friday, when I went to, 3 different stores, when I got home, I put all those receipts together and then started just snapping for all the different apps. So you just kind of create that routine instead of being like, well, I just downloaded it, I'm just going to put it aside. Then next thing you know, you miss the deadline to scan because it is time sensitive. So just kind of get the routine of when you do all of your shopping that same day, just go ahead and scan them into the apps. Okay. Oh, okay. Fetch can be linked to Amazon. Okay. Well, I will need to do that afterwards. Thank you for that. Defense Wiz said, instead of a quilty bee, we have a Say Buddy with Apps bee. Let's all converge to Texas just after their cold spell.
Come on. Don't tease me.
Right. Y'all can come on Wednesday. That's after the cold spell. And then it will still be far warmer than where you're at.
Right.
But yeah, I love that idea. If somebody wants to do that in the Facebook group and just be like, hey, this week on Ibotta or Fetch is doing a bonus on whatever, just share it and let us know. Anytime you see anything that is a savings or reward
just
or
don't use
cash
the everyone
back
tag.
Well, I mean, yeah, I don't care. But yeah, just put it in there and be like, hey, I'm seeing Ibotta's doing, free turkeys for Thanksgiving or, whatever they're doing. Share it with all of us. I would love that. Or like you all said, the dollar reward at Walmart. So any cash back that you're noticing, be like, hey, they're having a cash back reward here. Let everybody know, because sometimes, you do miss things. Sharon said, found a random receipt for Lucky's and scanned it. Oh, awesome.
There you go.
And Shauna said, we could do a pinned post for that. Yeah, I love that. Just a pinned post about weekly savings.
We'll call it the coupon corner.
Good night, Patty. She
Good
said,
night.
got a plug-in phone about to die. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, we'll probably just be
Good
here.
night.
Well,
Yeah.
Good afternoon. We'll probably just be here a few more minutes. So if you have any more questions, please let us know now. And we'll just keep this going. So I feel like we're already halfway through January, y'all.
Right.
Like, that's just awesome. So we're going to keep this going. Next Sunday, we'll do this again, just to touch base on how it's going, kind of offer support. And we're all learning so much. Like, I've learned great things, like the pine cone research. Like,
Right.
I can't wait to get that all signed up. And it is handy, like when you have a partner or children, getting them to download those apps too, because every little bit helps. Like, I don't know on your fetch, how many points do you have on fetch right now?
Because we noticed too, because we both have Kroger apps, I get different coupons than she gets.
Right.
So we will log in, or like the other day, whenever it was buy one per person or whatever, we each went through the line.
Yeah.
Where's it at?
I don't know. Probably under F for fetch.
That would make sense though. Who would do it that way? Madness.
All right, let's see. How many points does he have so far? He's got 9,500.
Really? Is it good or bad?
That's not much. I already have like 35,000. So, yeah. But again, he just doesn't use it that often because
the only time it ever actually gets accessed on my phone is when she says, hey, hand me your phone when you just scan this.
Right. Or, well, when you've gotten notifications about, the last time was a month ago.
Uh-huh.
So that's when I scan his, is when I'm like, oh, they're offering you a bonus if you scan anything. But so for rewards, it starts at 5,000, which is $5. And then once you get to 10,000, then that'll be a $10 reward. But we basically just go through. Yeah, there's even movie theaters on here. So, if you wanted, that's a good way to go to the movies without having to pay for it. Yeah. That could be your reward. Like, oh, okay, I'm going to cash this in and we go see a new movie. Barnes and Noble. So if you're like, oh, I really want that new Dr. Berry book, well, you can then save up and cash it in for a Barnes and Noble. Best Buy, so that would be good. Like if you're like, oh, I really need a new laptop. There's just so many great things that you can use it for. And again, like restaurants, Buffalo Wild Wings is on Fetch. So I know a lot of us eat there. That's a great one to cash in and help, subsidize the cost of going out to eat. So all kinds of stuff. And then if you're very generous, you can even do charities and just cash it into a charity.
My favorite charity is Heath's Hip National Bank. Just saying.
But yeah, lots of great things there. So we definitely do the double. So I'll get him signed up. Any restaurant that offers rewards, especially birthday rewards. So like Dutch Bros, Starbucks, I make him do his own. And then now for Dutch, since he does drink the coffee, then I let him.
Oh, you let me. I like that.
I let him have that reward for Dutch. But like Starbucks, they don't have anything he's interested in. So when he signs up, I just have him put my birthday, then we get double that, know. And then, any like Kroger, any of the grocery apps that have. So like several of y'all that mentioned Walmart, have both of y'all get the Walmart, and then maybe you get double those different cash back offers. Paul said, I got to get a gift card for Buffalo Wild Wings for Tuesday BOGO. Thanks for the reminder. You're welcome. I know, right? And isn't that nice? They're doing the BOGO again.
That's the only caveat to that too, though. We used to I used to be a stickler on going on Tuesdays.
Mm-hmm.
I finally figured out it's actually cheaper to go to the store and buy them and then throw them in the air fryer.
Right.
But if we're already going to be out anyways, why not go there and save some money while we're,
Right. Or, like for your birthday, so Buffalo Wild Wings, a lot of these restaurants. So again, if you have restaurants you go to all the time.
Didn't mind, wasn't it a 6-pack?
Yeah, they'll offer rewards. So like Buffalo Wild Wings offered, it's a 6-pack of wings free for your birthday. So he gets that every year. Yeah. And even with that, like Buffalo Wild Wings, you don't have to eat at the restaurant. You
got it to go.
Got it. Yeah, get it to go. And that's like a light lunch or side for his lunch. And then you save and versus eating there. Because when you eat at a restaurant, you're always going to end up buying more.
That burns us all the time too. We've done it several times. We use we're Landry's rewards members, and they always send us $25 coupons for our birthdays. We'll go in and end up dropping $100
right
for a $25.
I know, you like, oh good, I saved. Which, see, that's things you can stack too. I love stacking coupons. So like I do have one for Landry's. I have my $25 birthday reward, but then I could cash in my fetch and get another $25 Landry's gift card. So that would give us $50 to spend. And so I like stacking those different things.
She reads the fine print on the Landry's one. It's good until the end of February or whatever, so we can wait to use it.
Yeah, right, exactly. That's what I did.
So burn a hole.
Because he was like, oh, I guess we don't get to do it since you're doing no spend. I was like, no, it's good until like February 15th. So we can just go in February. That'll be part of our reward too. Hey, see, we did no spend. So we'll go have, a nice lunch, because lunch is generally cheaper than dinner time. That's another way we save, is like, and I've heard this a long time. If there's a good restaurant you like, but it's pricey, generally you could go at lunch and it's going to be less expensive. And then you'll still get to have that nice meal, right? So that's why I was like, well, in February, we'll go to Landry's. Like, we like to go to Babin's because they'll have oysters or other seafood. And we'll have that for lunch. And then use up my $25 for that. Paul said, the ones up here were only the boneless wings for birthday. Oh. But I asked the manager nicely for the traditional due to my celiac, and he was cool and allowed to swap. Well, that's nice.
That's another thing we're doing too. Good call out about asking, because a lot of these restaurants too will give you free desserts for your birthday, and I just tell them, look, I'm diabetic, I can't have that. Can I get an app or a drink instead?
Yeah.
So like
not alcoholic drink.
Yeah. We're like, because they charge you for iced tea, at least they'll give you my tea for free.
Right.
I mean, everywhere a little helps.
Yeah, exactly.
Or make even like a cup of soup or something like that.
Right. Just something
instead of a dessert.
Right. And I look at, okay, so most of the desserts are $10 to $15. Well, hey, can we just get the appetizer?
Yeah, it's only $7 or something.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're actually winning. And a lot of times we're like, that's a good idea. Let me go ask. And they'll come back and go, yeah, we can do that.
Because they're like, oh, okay, they're not trying to get their entree for free.
Right.
They're just saying, hey, can I just get the upgrade to asparagus for free, please?
Yeah. Because a lot of these places they'll charge extra for the fancier side dish or something.
Yeah. Lisa said, mint chocolate keto brick is out. Yeah. I'll wait and finish up what I have.
Right.
And that's one of the things
they'll bring it back.
Right. And that's how I feel too. Anytime there's
FOMO.
A new release, instead of FOMO, I'm going to practice the joy of missing out.
Yeah, I like that. I like the way they spin
that. Shauna said, I want more milk and cookies, but I have so many bricks going to not right now.
Don't we still have a couple? Maybe we can trade with her.
I don't know. I
have to do inventory on those.
Yeah, I don't know if we have the milk and cookies or is it cookies and cream?
Ooh, I don't remember. That's what I'm saying. We'll have to do an inventory.
Yeah, we need to do a lot of inventory. We really need to inventory.
You're the one that loves spreadsheets, so I'm going to start throwing you some ideas.
Oh, he's going to throw me some ideas. How about y'all? Has anybody started like a budget spreadsheet? I know I've been using it to budget every month, and what I do is I budget out for the whole quarter. And then so in December, I budgeted out January through March. And then when January started, I added April on there just so I could project a little bit more. But I'm trying to do like really budgeting for the quarter and knowing where things are and then keeping track of that as we go through it. Oh, a fetch user accepted your friend request. Thank y'all. So I do go through and try to budget and really keep track of our expenses, what has, comes up. For example, Heath has a couple of his supplements on an auto pay or auto ship. And so I'm budgeting those in. So I kind of know when those are going to hit. Whereas before, honestly, I would just be like, oh, shoot. Yeah, that auto ship's coming up this week. Mm-hmm. Dang it. Let me move a little bit of money from savings to cover it. Well, now with the budgeting, I'm just using Google Sheets and I budget in and I just go, oh, okay, so I already know this paycheck, I got to put, $25 aside for Heath's medication, or like I had my driver's license. So I budgeted the driver's license fee and made sure I had all of that covered. And then it just helps me look ahead and be like, oh, okay, coming up this quarter, like Delilah's heartworm and flea medication, they'll auto renew on March 7th. So I already know, looking ahead, those different price. Oh, awesome. Thank y'all so much for using our links. And so, yeah, I just try to do all of that, just kind of budget ahead so I know what's coming up. And then that way it's not like, oh, darn, because that's happened before. Actually, it just happened this week. My meditation app said, oh, yeah, we're charging you. And I was like, oh, shoot, I totally forgot about that.
And you're really good about setting alarms on your phone.
Yeah, I do.
To what do you call it? Disqualify or unsubscribe. Or
Right. I do try to do that. So writing those down and kind of budgeting ahead so we get those taken care of. So it's not such a shocker. So now I know with the meditation app, I'm like, oh, so January, was it the 12th of every year is when it auto renews. And one thing you can do, and I've started doing this too, is a lot of things that are on auto renew or auto ship, I take it off. Like I get my discount for the auto renew after it's shipped, that I change it from auto renew to don't. And then you'll get an email from them, hey, this is ready. Do you want to renew it? So then that way you don't forget. But I'm like, I just don't like those surprises when it comes to the auto renew, like the meditation app. Like I was like, I would have waited another month before that, because I'm not using that app. 22 Cat said, oh, yes, I have tracked budgeting, spending every month forever. I'm a data geek. Oh, that's awesome. I'm enjoying doing this. I'm a spreadsheet person, so I really enjoy spreadsheets and tracking everything. So I like this, and being able to look back at the prior months, like in 2023, and then going forward. I think this is just going to be really handy for us. And it kind of brings me joy to look forward and be like, oh, so projecting forward and saying, oh, good, this is how much we could save, or kind of knowing, in the future, like I'm going to have a raise next month, kind of knowing, oh, okay, well, with that raise, then I can figure out, okay, but I want to do this with that raise. So I don't want to act like I actually have a raise, because I'm going to just go ahead and whatever that is, just add it to my 401k. And just pretend like I didn't even get it, right? Something like that. I try to do that. I try to get used to living with what we already have. And then anything we get more as far as our pay, that just goes to savings. Paul said, I used to do all the things for monetary tracking. Now I'm like, there's still some in the checking account. We're okay. But some weeks I do have to play beat the bank. Uh-huh. Right. And that's my thing is I used to do a little better on tracking, but the past few years, it was just like, whatever. I see my bank balance, and now I'm just trying to take more control of it. But I think if you kind of get used to it, like you get in the habit of doing something, then you can probably be where, I don't have to track as much. which kind of goes back to keto. You know, when you first start keto, you have to track everything because you're like, oh, I thought I was only using a tablespoon. Turns out I was using a fourth of a cup when I was using the mayo and not a tablespoon, right? So when you first start something, it's very helpful to track to kind of really get honed in on what you're doing. But then after you've done it for a long time, then it's kind of like, no, I already got this going. I know I don't have to write it down. So at this point, we're still in the, we really need to keep track and know what we're doing. So maybe in the future, you know, once I have my 6 months emergency fund, I've got my investments going and, you know, everything else, you know, all the external stuff is paid off, then I could probably get to that. Oh, I know my bank account's good. But for now, I have to track. 2ATQ Cat said, spreadsheets are live, laugh out loud. It's exciting to actually see all the numbers in print. It is because, like, for me, looking ahead, I'm like, wow, look at where we're going to be back, where we're going to be at in April. Like, this is looking so good. And I get excited. And then I tell Heath when, you know, he's, you know, like, I really want to buy this. I'm like, yeah, but look, come April, like, we're going to be so good. Like, let's just keep this going. Like, it's the payoff is going to be so nice.
Yeah.
Shauna said, I like my Ketochow spreadsheet, but numbers confound me. Well, and you did so well on that spreadsheet, Shauna. So give yourself credit because you handled that like really well. So I think maybe it seems like it's like scary or daunting with numbers, but if you proved to yourself with that Ketochow spreadsheet, when it comes down to it, you can actually do it and it wasn't so stressful or hard on you. And then it really helps you have that big picture looking at that. Brenda said, I put a reminder on my phone to warn me about renewals. I was getting overwhelmed, especially with the streaming services. Yes. Because it always seems like
they all hit it once.
Oh, they hit it once, or when you least expect it, when you're like, okay, well, I have everything out. I can't have anything else come out. And then all of a sudden a renewal hits and you're like, dang it. Why did that come out? Like, I didn't want it to come out this week. And so now kind of having that alarm set, and like, I even put it in the calendar and I'll look ahead at the calendar and be like, oh yeah, that's going to be coming out on this date. I better plan ahead for it.
Didn't you say you also had an app you downloaded or whatever that helps you search for those? All the subscriptions?
Yeah, so Rocket Money is one that will look at all your finances. It's still, I do the free version, right? I'm not doing the paid version because I'm cheap. But
defeats the purpose.
The free version, it still has some wonkiness in there because it showed me, oh, you have a whole bunch of bills coming due this week. And I was like, I do? And I pulled it up and I'm like, no, that was a one-time bill. So you have to go through and kind of educate it at first and be like, no.
Fine-tune it.
Yeah, no, that's not an ongoing monthly bill. That was a one-time bill and things like that. But overall, it's pretty good at seeing what all subscription services you have. And then on certain bills, it'll tell you if they think they can make it cheaper for you, which is how they basically earn their money. They'll be like, oh, look, we can negotiate your wireless bill and save you money. Just share that wealth with us. Shauna said, I forgot the name of the app that will tell me all the subs and stuff. What was that? Nice question answered, right? Rocket Money. So yeah, I like that app so far. But again, you just, when you first start, you really have to educate it. I'm sure.
Oh, I think she was asking about Flip. She said it shows all
that tells the subs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the subs.
Oh, yeah.
What subscriptions you have. So it's good for that. And then it tries to be smart and tell you, oh, this is how much you earned last month and this is how much you spent. But again, I have to educate it because for some reason, I guess who Heath works for, but every time Heath gets paid, it thought it was a rebate or a refund. I guess a refund rather. And I'm like, no, that's his actual paycheck. But I guess because it's reading who his employer is and thinking that, oh, well, that it can't be an employer. That must be a refund. And it's like, no, that's actually employment. So yeah, you just have to spend time with Rocket Money. And for the first few months, basically educated. It does have it in the system where you could be like I changed all of his refunds to no, that's income. So yeah, just practicing with it. But if anybody else have any questions, otherwise we'll call it a day. And then make sure you tune in to Radical Geek at 5:30 Central. So that's just 4 hours away. And I think, I don't know, are you still here, Maitreya? What are you making today? Yeah, Shauna, give it a go and, ask me if you have any questions. We'll learn together. 22 Cat said, haha, a refund as large as a paycheck. I know. I was like, at every 2 weeks, like, but at least I went through and I let it know. So we'll see what happens this coming week if it gives me another refund notification. What are you making, Maitreya? She said, see you this evening. Remind everybody what you're making. Is this the panna cotta?
I bet you she's
No. Oh, yeah. The chicken tikka nuggets. Ooh,
I bet you
that sounds so good. Yeah. Are you making coffee or tea tonight?
Yeah.
Man, I could do another cup of coffee, but I'm going to try to keep it to the 1 cup. It was really good, but that sounds delicious. Gonna make me hungry. Well, thank y'all so much again.
I told you that was my appetizer. I think that is my lunch. I'm done.
But thanks everyone so much for coming. I hope you're enjoying these weekly, just touch base when it comes to the finances, and we'll do this again next Sunday. So thank y'all so very much. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Oh, she says it's a surprise drink tonight.
Bottoms up.
But yes, please, everyone stay safe and stay warm. And we will see y'all next Friday as well for our Friday night feast.
Bye.
Bye. Love y'all.